the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Said is going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Hello and welcome to your regular programming. Welcome to SBL. This is where you should be this beautiful Friday morning. Today on SBL, we'll be looking at this beautiful table of ours and ask some beautiful questions because NNPCL has refused to leave the news. They are there, seated and agile. We're looking at productivity and we're asking our refineries run by NNPC. If you add the L, where are we? Where should we be? Why are we still losing money? Because that is what Ojulari is telling us today, and we will be going there. We also get to some other places. What exactly are the plans Nigeria is having? Short, mid, long-term plans. They came out from the Federal Executive Council meeting and told us, we'll talk about it. I don't need to let the cat out of the bag. So, hey, this is where you are meant to be, so it doesn't matter what's happening within your own personal economy, your countries or your continent. We will talk about it. This is SBL. It's not just about trending news or trending topics, things that affect our everyday living. We talk, and we don't stop talking. My name is Chooks, John Rogers Chooks, and welcome to this Friday edition of SBL. I'm not here alone. I have two very handsome gentlemen on this table for today, so your excellencies, join me as I welcome today on SBL, Priye the Fair One. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Chooks. Good morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria. I'm glad it's Friday. Most of the time, my weekend is as big as my weekdays. So I'm just saying that because I think it's good to say it anyways.
Okay.
Hello, Emmanuel.
You've said it. Then on this other side, you know,
Thank God it's Friday thing.
he comes and he goes.
Because I don't understand why he does say the fair one. Is it fair in terms of skin color or fair as in he balances out his
Yes, I balance out.
He's the one that said it. He already the one that said it. He was the one that said it. So what did you mean?
Okay,
Hello, our viewers. Another wonderful Friday to share our thoughts on some of the issues that are happening around the country. And I mean, to be honest, so many fantastic stories today.
Yes,
I have a lot to say.
Okay, great. Why we say we've got a very short break, and when we return, we'll hit you with the first one. Don't go anywhere.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Said is going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Said is going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff?
Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Welcome back. It's SBL. Remember, you can join us. Just go to all of our platforms, social media, and type in SouqnewsTV, and we are there with you. First one, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, has disclosed that the Port Harcourt Refinery was losing between 300 million and 500 million naira monthly before rehabilitation works were suspended. NNPC's Group Chief Executive Officer, Bayo Ojulari, made the revelation on Thursday in Abuja during a meeting with the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengasin. He attributed the losses to years of neglect and structural design flaws. noting that the refinery was processing 950,000 barrels of crude, but producing less than 40% output, much of which was substandard and uncompetitive. Please, gentlemen, I want you to mark that two last words. Ojulari explained that the facilities design connected the so-called old and new refineries with compounded inefficiencies. He stressed that President Bola Tinubu had directed him to prioritize sustainable reforms over the political optics, hence the decision to suspend unprofitable operations. Despite the shutdown, NNPC ruled out selling the refineries, with Ojulari assuming that it would undergo high-grade rehabilitation to ensure long-term profitability and job creation. Okay. Now, if we remember some time ago, NNPC came and said, Dangote, you are producing substandard.
Yes. That had to make Dangote to come out and do that.
So we now had to wait and follow that drama all through first season of that drama, second season of the drama. Then the those from the National Assembly had to join in on the third episode of that season of that drama, and then Dangote had to now say, okay, come verify.
Come and verify.
Test. This is my product. On NNPC, bring your own and let's see if yours. Now, NNPC themselves are coming to say that what they were actually producing was substandard. Where do we go from here, dear gentlemen?
Well, first off, I'm happy that they don't plan to sell it.
Okay.
You see, I had to come from. They don't plan to sell the refinery, right? But it also gives you room to check what has been going on in that place. Because if they sell it, somebody might just probably revamp everything, and then they will tell you, oh, all the histories to check your data and what has been going wrong. You cannot find it anymore. Don't sell it yet. If you plan to sell it in the future, fine. But for now, we need to get to the bottom of this NNPC drama with the refinery. Earlier in this year, you came out and told us that, oh, we are back again. And we were all jubilating. I, for one, too, went on social media. I was telling people, oh, we are back on stream. You told us the Port Harcourt thing. And I okay, fine. In less than 2 months, you didn't even get to a month. Less than 2 months, let me be honest. In less than 2 months, we're back and saying they shut down the thing again. I'm like, why do you raise our hopes up? Because it would have been great to have a competition with what Dangote has. Because Dangote is already doing what one man is doing what, well, not just one man, one company is doing what the whole nation could not pull off. We've had series
what
of...
NNPC could not pull off.
Okay. I mean, NNPC in Nigeria now, until they made it NNPCL. We've not pulled off in almost our whole time that we've been doing oil refining. And it's weird. By now, we should have been thinking, okay, with this revelation from the Ojulari person, right? It had not, it says it had never gone past 50% of its capacity. Never. It has never gone past half of its capacity. So what have we been doing? Right now, we are doing 80% dependence on imports. Somebody is supposed to be, by now, I don't know, maybe his kid gloves will still try to pander with this thing because it's NNPC. By now, some people should be going to jail. Do you know how many ministers that run through the oil sector?
And they are all still lounging.
Keyamo, that is the current man for aviation, had already done oil in as Minister of State. My point is, you bring people in, they go out after a 4-year period, and then the problem still stays there. Don't sell that refinery yet. Because this revelation from Ojulari is, I won't even say eye-opening. It's a shocker. Because you don't plan to sell this thing, and still keeps chopping money for turnaround maintenance. They say turnaround maintenance. The man says with the old and the new, they patch, it's like patchwork. You bring a new part to it, add it to the old one, that one collapses again, expands your inefficiencies. Come on now.
While, Priye, I need you to balance this anger.
I'm not it's pissing me off.
Or add more fuel to it. Since we are talking petrol, add more fuel to it.
I like the fun.
Depending on the side here. Now, the last part of that particular news was telling us that, okay, they are going to revamp it.
Oh, God.
Which means putting more money into that same basket that have refused to hold water. What do you think?
Okay. The production capacity of the Warri refinery is about 125,000 barrels per day production capacity of the Port Harcourt refinery should be about 210,000 barrels per day, and that of the Kaduna refinery should be about 110,000 barrels per day. And if the Port Harcourt refinery is doing less than 40, and that's when, after a long time of suspension, it was restreamed late 2024. The Warri refinery, we were told, is doing 60%. Though we've seen experts in the industry came out and said, no, we're not. The Kaduna refinery, we're still trying to get the main information about the operation or the functionality of that. I think it has been a protracted battle trying to resuscitate these refineries to get them to even the minimum or the maximum level of operation. Even if we can't do 100%, can we do 70 each of this? Because if we can do 70 each of this, the Warri refinery, let's say it produces, okay, let's say if it produces 100% annually, how much will it be doing? Barrels. It might be doing about 6 million barrels annually. And that means the Port Harcourt refinery, if it's producing in its full capacity, will be doing more than 6 million barrels. Then for the Kaduna refinery, maybe doing something close to 6 million barrels, about 5 million barrels or so. And if we had that together, then we know that on a daily basis, we will not only meet or surpass OPEC quota, and we will have lots, like we are going to disrupt the supply system in the world. But now, so I just think it's a deliberate act. We are not incompetent people. Our leaders are not incompetent. They are not stupid. They know what to do to get the problem solved. But the problem is, if the leaders are part of the problem, then it is intentional.
Okay, so you mean, okay, what are you trying to say, that NNPC and the refineries has acted the way Ajokuta was used as a means of siphoning government?
Emmanuel, come to think of it, let it be that we are not exporting our raw crude out of this country to refine somewhere. We are doing all our refining in here. We will have the capacity to check. Now we can't really check, but you know what?
Yeah.
Because the information will be open not only to a few the way it is.
Yeah.
It will be open to a whole lot of people, both opposition political party and non-opposition political party. It will be open. In fact, it will not open the way it is.
Why are people still waking up in the morning and they still have their jobs in that particular establishment, and those within government that approve all those monies still have their lives going on? Why have they not been arrested? Why have they not been sacked? Why are we not seeing in the news wanted?
No.
It looks like it's smart.
Is it the people? Sorry. Is it the people whom you bring in to work in the refineries who are subject to the dictates of the authorities that employ them or that gives them directive on what to do, that knows what exactly is happening? Is it those people you want to come out? Wait, just a moment. Okay. Is it those people you want to come out to sing or to blow whistle? You will be moved. Of course, they know they will be moved. And besides, they are being paid. If they are not working, they are being paid. If they are working, they are being paid.
We are losing about 300 to 500 million monthly.
So who's blaming?
And I'm sure this is, well, he's just trying to be nice.
We are not incompetent. It is deliberate. We are not.
Our party has to agree with Brianna.
We are not incompetent.
Because with this short flow,
when you say it's deliberate, can we be direct? Some people somewhere are just opening up a tap and milking the government through these facilities.
Who was the Minister of Petroleum Resources during Obasanjo's administration from 1999? Is it the President? Was it the President? Who was the Minister of Petroleum Resources? Not the Minister of State, the Minister of Petroleum Resources during Yar'Adua's administration. Was it the President? What about Goodluck Jonathan? Was he the one? What about Buhari?
He was the one.
Was he the one?
Yes, he was the one.
What about the current administration? Is he the one?
Yes, he is the one.
Thank you.
So you
I was waiting for him to land to the China.
Why don't you just finish saying this thing? Must you just drop rhetorical questions or just?
It's not rhetorical.
No. So I feel like
who's going to ask
when we made
ask for questions?
NNPC
Okay.
limited and had a board where to run it now as a private business, right? You would expect certain flaws to be fixed. That was why I told you when they announced that these refineries are coming back. I was like, thank God.
How many times have they announced these refineries are coming back?
It was coming back now under a new management.
So why did you?
Which is not like a private.
Why
business.
did you believe the last time they said it?
No, I won't believe them because then it was still looking like something that's like you said, the basket that we just keep pouring water into it that it just leaked away. But now it's now run like a business. You now have a board. Now you expect things to be done differently. Nobody sets up a business to be losing money. Just like you rightly said, that place employs people. They get paid every month. So what are you trading in?
Okay. Now, there's one other story on NNPC now. These are the things that we get to see in all. The NNPC is targeting 60 billion investment. Okay. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company says it plans to attract at least $60 billion new investments to expand the country's refining capacity. What capacity exactly are we talking about? By 500,000 barrels per day, and raise crude output to 3 million barrels per day by 2030. Group Chief Executive Officer Bashir Bayo Julari disclosed this in Abuja during a courtesy visit to the Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, adding that the company also aims to grow gas production to 20 billion cubic feet per day through projects such as the Jokuta-Kaduna Kano Pipeline, Escravos Lagos expansion, and a planned extension of the West African gas pipeline to Morocco. Ojulari said the initiative would support power generation, industrial parks, and compressed natural gas, while strategic partnerships and reforms will drive transparency and accountability in energy sector. Okay, people of God. People of God. I really don't understand this side of it, and I must be very plain. Now we have NNPC run refineries that, as we speak right now, are moribund. Those particular facilities right now are milking us. If I say government now, it looks as if it's very far. Yeah. They are milking us.
Make it down to the common man.
And now we have the chief executive is saying that we are trying to get investment to make up to 500,000, to refine up to 500,000 barrels per day. When the ones that have been invested cannot be accounted for. Why do we have this kind of rhetoric always coming out when those that have been there have not performed in the first place?
I like the fact that some of us are still optimistic, right? That's why I said perhaps this new change, NNPCL as a limited with a board, I begin to think like a business. Perhaps it will take a while before some of the positive results will start to come. That's why I jumped for joy when they first said the Port Harcourt and the Warrior has come back on stream. If what they had already planned would work, perhaps those things will come back and stay, right? Getting the necessary investments to make the refineries get back to work normally, not this one that started and stopped. Get it to a capacity where it is now reversing the case, because if we are doing domestic consumption of 1.3 billion barrels or something, meaning that, and you are producing just 450, right? It means there's a gap of almost like 900 that you have to import. If you can now reverse the trend and say, okay, maybe we are now doing production of this and importing this, 450, that balances it out. Now, if they say to do that, they need people to come and invest. Perhaps, this is me thinking for them, perhaps the investment is targeted at things that would fix the refinery to get back so that they can do this. So I'm not doing plus and minus here. If somebody comes and invests in this part, maybe in the blending part, and then it gets us to this, by 2030, we would have been able to achieve 500 barrel. My own is show workings.
2030 is just...
it's 5 years now. I would say 5 years. It's 25 years. This is 2025.
And do you know that in that 5 years is enough time to build a refinery?
Do you know how much it costs Dangote to do that refinery? It's just one person. But I'm saying if it's something that NNPC, right now NNPC is not federal government.
The amount of thrown into the down throat of this NNPC.
That's right now they're looking for investment. Perhaps somebody like a Dangote. No, wait now. So somebody like a Dangote comes.
Why?
I'm not saying Dangote. I'm saying somebody like him, because there are people like him, right? If you now trust the system and you want to now create a rival brand to a Dangote, calculate the costs. You don't necessarily have to do all the refineries that is under NNPC.
This table is too calm from the way you're going.
I need it to be calm.
Let's ask ourselves a basic question. Optimism is nice. But now we used to have an establishment called NITEL. Government-owned, government-run.
Yeah.
NITEL, at one point in time, was excellence supremo. They say what they directed, and if they say you make a call, you make a call. Then competition came and NITEL died because they could not compete, because they were not even competing in the first place.
But
Are we not seeing the same thing with NNPC right now? And sad part of it is that they are directly the ones in charge of drilling our crude. We have a portion that is given to NNPC, crude that's given to NNPC every month for refining. Who is accounting for it? Should NNPC be sold?
No. So I think what we should be talking about, Chooks, is this. Whilst there is time for breaking tables, there is time for shaking the shakables.
Shaking all the jiggles.
We must also begin to look at other positive aspects.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Optimism too.
And the positive aspects is this. Recently, we just exceeded the OPEC quota.
We've been doing it consistently, by the way, months on months.
Yes, we've just exceeded, and we're heading towards that. Recently, also yesterday, Mr. Heineken Lokbobri, you were here, we discussed about him extensively, where the licenses of about 50 organizations are going to be withdrawn because they've left the wells there moribund, no activity, and nothing is happening. They are not exploring.
Okay.
50 of them, and he said it's not going to go back, even though the PIA says, oh, you can give an extension of between 3 to 5 years.
Okay,
but
so this same 50 you're talking about, they got their license. NNPC was involved.
Let's do the politics. Yes.
Right now may not be the focus.
Okay. We've already withdrawn it, so no problem.
The focus is we are going to take it from you because you are not working.
Yeah.
Okay.
The conditions for which it was given to you to operate that license, you have faulted that. So we have the capacity to withdraw it, and that is what we are going to do. We've exceeded the OPEC, we are heading towards, we know the target, 2.5, Mr. President, 2.2 million barrels per day. Maybe that is where the investment is being tailored to.
Which investment? This
is the investment that we're trying to
NNPC says,
why is you pessimistic? We want to be optimistic. Yes.
Now I'm talking like a businessman.
Okay.
If I go and open a shop in Balogun is closest to us now, and that shop is not making any profit, rather it's draining the monies of not just my money, even money I've taken on loan. What do? I shut the shop down.
But before
the shop has potential. It's just bad management. If it is bad management,
okay.
Maybe I had entrusted that shop to somebody or some people,
okay.
Right? I know that this shop, what is selling or what it will sell or services that is render is still needed in the market.
Okay.
But it's not giving me my returns in terms of profit.
Okay.
Essentially, I just changed the board.
Okay. Why you are changing the board and why
rather than close shop?
You mustn't close shop. Take it and hand it over to somebody else.
Exactly. So
take your hands off
now
and let somebody else.
Hang on.
There is a River State.
So there is two options.
Why can't River State take over the refineries?
So that's two options.
There's a Delta State.
Maybe politics or there are other reasons, maybe economic, why I say no, let's not do this other option. Rather than say, oh, I will sell off this shop. Let's stay with the shop analogy. Rather than sell this shop, okay. I say, all right, rather than put all my money into it, I'll put half of my money and get somebody who would run it hear me, he owned that shop, but he's also invested by putting his own money as well.
Can I ask you a question? If I know very well that the monies that have come into this particular establishment for over 20 years have gone down the drain, you think I'll come and put my money?
No, why did Dangote go and set up a refinery now?
He set up his own refinery.
That's what I'm saying. He set it up because he knew there's a potential there. So there is a potential. An investor might still come.
I think maybe the word potential is what Chooks is undermining. There is a market.
We're not
just a moment. There is a market, a very big one. The market is not just it's a multiple need for both the major what is refined when we refine the crude, what we get petrol, diesel, polypropylene, and there are fertilizers.
So derivatives
from that. And you've seen that this business, yes, we know that it is a management issue and a management problem. And you are fixing that. And now the previous administration, the previous administration of that NNPCL was removed. Biojewelry is now in. And we see that the trajectory of production is soaring. No matter how marginal, it is soaring.
No, see,
let's exceed
hold on.
Now,
let's dwell on the refineries.
Yes, we are dwelling, dwelling in the refineries.
Not exploring.
Okay, fine. Dwelling on the refineries.
Majorly is handled by other private organizations.
I have said it before that I see no reason why Mr. Oborobori, or what's his name? No, not Lopobori. I'm talking about the governor of Delta State, who defected, not even Edo State, of Delta State, who defected to the APC and didn't consider speaking to Mr. President, like, look, can Delta State take over the Warri Refinery? We can buy it.
Did he defect on business terms?
I see no reason. No, I am talking about you understand.
You brought up that particular line of thought.
Understand.
So when you say did he defect on business terms?
No, he didn't. I'm saying that there are better things to do than just defecting from one political party to the other. That's just what I'm saying. Consider the welfare of your people in the state, and if you could see that there is no proper management on some of the government assets, prove that you have that capacity as a state to take over that asset to manage, not for the benefit, even if it's not for the benefit of the entire nation, but for the benefit of the people in Delta State, and by extension for the benefit of the people in the whole state. That is just what I'm trying to say. One other thing that I want to point out is that is what he should have done, and just defecting, just being outrightly political. What stops, like you rightly said, I've said it times without number, the River State government, the Kaduna State government, and say, look, we can take care of this. When they muted the idea that we are going to sell it, the human rights activist, well-known Femi Falana, came out and said they lack the constitutional powers to sell the refineries. If they lack the constitutional powers to sell the refineries, well, let the Senate and the members of the House of Representatives sit down, amend the law, and sell it. Or make one of the states or one of the stakeholders who wants to buy it have majority share in the operation of it. And because they are going to do that for business purposes, then we can function. If the government is giving incompetent disposition in managing those state assets, then they can give it off or give majority of share out to others who can manage it. We can go that route. And that is where I'm talking about the Delta State government, of not just defecting a political party because you feel you want to secure your political position or you want to be in the... Instead, do something.
Okay, while he's trying to do something, let's go back to the same refinery. Let's go to this refinery. Now, the end bit of Ojulari's statement is saying revamp. Are you going to support government putting a cent into that refinery again?
That's why they need investors.
No, I think. If let's be frank, investors will sit and watch. In fact, I think at this moment now, investors are even more scared, because when Dangote said, "Hey, if I had known, I wouldn't have jumped into this. But you know what? I'm already in the big waters. Just let me swim and try to." That's why the battle is here and there. But the thing is, leave the investors first.
Emmanuel, will you put 1 cent into this same establishment?
As a government, no. right? Because that's what you've been doing. That's what you've been doing all the years. But I still emphasize, NNPC is not private business, right?
Now, as a private business,
now it's a limited. Right?
So it's a matter of
the federal government only has stake in it, right? So what we're now essentially asking is, as a business, since you did not set up to make losses, right? Because you have to also now be doing remittance to the government as a business, like tax and all that. Now you are looking as this business. There's still potential here. Can I have investors coming? You can get them. There are angel investors now. People have money to risk
for national projects.
Yes, but as an investor, the whole aim is, let me put this thing because it has potential.
Okay, hold on. You mentioned angel investors.
I don't use it as an example. Hold on.
So the thing is, Mr. Chooks. Now that Mr. Ojulari is saying this is the right direction to go, revamp, then members of the National Assembly should call him, and because there were times they called him times with that number, he was not coming, and I was like, leave him alone. He just took over the saddle. So can you please give him some time to breathe? Now that he's saying this is the direction to go, revamp, tell him that, look, come, your predecessors took this line. Monies were sunk into the system, and we ended up where we are currently, dysfunctional state. Now, you have to assure us, if you say revamp, and we go this revamp, and we pump billions of dollars into it, you will account for it. Now, that needs to be what you do.
You should sign
it at the face of
let him sign it. If he doesn't have to, without probably put him in jail for a couple of months or something.
Dear gentlemen, why are you bringing these threats now? They want
yes. Because you are saying, once you invest, right? And you are sure that this roadmap will take us here.
The person that was there before, is he in jail?
Hey, wait, that's to me, this one just came.
Hold on, the boards that were there before this ones now, are they in jail?
So are they the Minister of Petroleum Resources?
The Minister of Petroleum Resources, both states.
They are not in jail. Okay, we are literally answering your question. They are not in jail. But he is the one now telling us, this is the road that will take us to a Messiah system of position. No problem.
You can
just like, I like that one. Come and tell us. You are going to take us to this your roadmap, Abi. So if we follow this route again, because we've done it before, and then it doesn't take us to El Dorado, should we put you in jail?
It's not jail.
No, I can't. Jail. I'm just as an example.
Because we can't just be mentioning jail. No, I don't think that solves the problem.
No. But this is the angle we are coming from.
Can you use the word hold to account?
No, we don't. If this happened to be China, let's tell us.
This is not China.
I'm just asking the question. We say, okay, China is doing mighty. We talk about them every day. Their economy is this. If this happened to be China, we will be discussing this set of
because their rules are different now.
See, their rules are different, right?
Rules are different.
And the economy is working.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do the story.
Did Obasanjo not appear in Oputa panel?
Governance. We're seeing now the federal government has approved a fresh increase in the cost of obtaining Nigerian passports effective Sunday, September 1st, 2025. According to the Nigerian Immigration Service (NIS), the 32-page passport booklet with a 5-year validity will now cost 100,000 naira, while the 62-page passport with a 10-year validity will cost 200,000 naira. The NIS explained that the adjustment applies only to applications made within Nigeria, with fees for Nigerians in diaspora unchanged at $150. For the 32-page and 5-year option, and $230 for the 64-page 10-year passport. The service said the upward review was necessary to maintain the quality and integrity of the Nigerian passport while ensuring it remains accessible to citizens. This comes a year after the last adjustment in August 2024, when government raised the 32 passport page 5-year passport from 35,000 naira to 50,000 naira, and 64-page 10-year passport from 70,000 to 100,000 naira. Now we are here. It's August to August, just 1 year, and the cost of passport has gone 100%. Dear gentlemen on this table, okay, I'm trying to get you a passport too. Now we are seeing a jump from Sunday. That is just some few days from now. If you're applying for a passport, it's no longer 50,000 naira for the 32 page or 100,000 naira for the 60-something page. It's now 100 and 200,000 naira. How did we get here this fast?
In terms of what?
In terms of cost.
Interestingly, I had this conversation with...
Okay, not in time. In terms of cost.
Why,
is this not too
This
much?
is where I'm coming from. No.
Okay.
Why this is where I'm coming from?
Okay.
Why are we always... we always try to resist when we have to pay more for services.
Okay.
Especially if the service is working.
Okay.
We have come from a place where we tend to always pay and we don't get the service. But if you remember, this particular ministry, that's Interior, that is in charge of this, had shown in months that their reforms are working. In fact, many people have come out to say the Minister of Interior is one of the best performing one. Right? And he said, to sustain this thing that people are already applauding me for, we need to do this increment.
Okay.
Why do we try to resist it? I was hearing somebody say, oh, why are we increasing the money now? That it's going to be expensive. And I asked a simple question. How much does it cost for travel? This is an identification. Do you know the complaint is not coming from outside?
That I have a passport doesn't mean I want to travel. Please.
I know now. I asked the question. What essentially is your international passport? So this is a means of identification. Where? Essentially not there in Nigeria.
Okay.
It's an abnormality that we're using that as a means of identification here.
Okay.
It is supposed to be for international conversations or travel or identification. Right? Now tell me, if you can have 100K for 5 years, essentially it's 20,000 naira for a year.
Okay.
I'm breaking it down to simple terms. 20,000 naira for a year. It allows you to travel 32 pages, the minimum. How many of us travel 32 times in a year?
Out of the country.
Out of the country. Even as a businessman, right? And a businessman, you do that much travel, you shouldn't be having a problem with 100,000 naira. Because even your flight ticket is more than that.
Okay. Are you here now?
No. I'm saying, when this news came, I said, okay, fine. We already uploaded these people that their reforms are working.
Okay.
So why are we resisting it?
We're not resisting it, we're asking questions. Do you support this line of argument?
It's not about support.
Okay. Are you doing this line of argument?
It's not about to or support. It's the logic. It's not something that you can discountenance. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
The logic that he said, people will travel. It's not. You don't travel with. There are lots of things you would do.
Okay.
You are going to Canada, you are going to the UK, you pay lots of money, running to tens of millions of naira.
Okay.
So the only singular
means of
identification that will, enable you, that will give you access to this place, that will identify you to the destination where you are going to, is just, compared to how much you will spend, it's a pittance.
Okay. Then
maybe we should have a rethink. And I understand that part of the argument, and it is logical.
Okay.
But there are issues that need to be addressed.
Okay.
And these are very, very important. You go to passport offices, the profiteering is just too much. The middlemen, before you get to the immigration officers that work on your passport, is it's like a movie. And trust me, one thing I want Mr. Emmanuel to know is that for the 30 page, right, 32 page,
yes,
it's 100,000 naira officially.
Yeah.
Before now it was 50,000 naira.
Yes.
But if you're not going to do it for 50,000 naira, then you will spend nothing. No, just a moment.
Okay,
sorry.
okay, yeah.
You will spend nothing less than 80,000, 85. Between 80 and 90,000 naira.
addition.
So hang on. If part of
I want to say something very important.
Okay.
Sorry, Emmanuel.
Okay.
Because when you are required to pay online,
then you paid 50,000 online.
yes, you're required to register and to pay online 50,000 naira, then go to
Then
the
there's
offices.
there's some processing fee about 1,000 plus.
Yes,
You pay that.
but you know what? If you pay that money online,
Then you go to the
and you
office to
take
capture.
it, and you're supposed to go to the office to capture and all of that, and you go with your receipt that you have paid, the verification and the required documents that you have paid online, and you go to immigration office, you will not be attended to until you succumb to paying.
So this is
a very important point.
I get the point. That's what I'm asking you. No, hang on. So based on this, based on these that you have listed, right? You're now saying
I've not even listed it.
No, you mentioned because you pay more after the 50,000 naira.
You will not pay more.
So why that's logic? You're saying why are you increasing to 100,000?
No. The way we are loading Tunji Ojo, that he said he has done this, he has done that, he has done this, he has not been able to reap out that corruption in the system.
So hang on, the reason why it is part of the news. Why they increased it?
Why?
So it has security features in it.
What security features?
You just listed a couple of lapses from the system.
Hold on.
And I'm saying, hang on, to get this thing to be effective. And I just said, why are we having a problem with, I'm providing a service, I want the service to be better. Why don't you want to pay more? A lot of us were saying, if you give us light 24 hours, we don't have the problem paying more. You heard us say that. Now light has improved. Hang on, light have improved. Do you know how people want to pay more?
No. Okay, so now let me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm asking a question. Why do we have a problem with paying for services?
Dear Emmanuel, hold on. Now let's speak to issues directly.
Yes.
Good. Now, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the old passport. Before this increment, it's still the same thing they're going to print for you.
Oh, really?
Now, it's still the same thing.
You're going to get an e-version of it.
Dear gentlemen, now for those I followed this the beautiful part was I followed this through this week. Then by the time we were done on Tuesday, then this now come out a day after. We were at the immigration office, and I witnessed some backhand transactions. We couldn't do video and we can't show their faces. Neither do you want to take testimonies, just like he said. Now, for a group of people that were there, they registered online, and the first question that was asked was, who is your agent? Then I'm asking, why do they need an agent when there is already a portal for you to get these things done?
What did they answer you?
So they now they will throw you to go, okay, you didn't come with this, you didn't come with that, go get this, go get that. And I was just taking my notes down and we're just laughing. So the ladies now did what they came back, they said, no, this is not clear. But at the end of the day, that back and forth was just to
waste your time.
Something back from them. So these are things that we need to clear. The minister needs to know that, because he can't say he knows these things are happening. So every one of them that were there had to pay 15,000 specifically. One other woman said, sorry, I don't have 15,000, manage my 12,000.
And they accepted it.
And they took the 12,000.
So essentially, that is not an official.
Hold on, it's not official.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that needs to be cleared. We need a way whereby we will have that human interface.
Yeah.
Whereby this doesn't work. We need to stop it.
So these are conversations that we should continue to have.
Let's now talk about cost. Good. Now, it's the right of every Nigerian to have a passport. It's not because you want to travel or...
Yes, it's a means of identification.
Is your right to have a passport. So let's not compare, okay, how much do you pay traveling, how much do you pay, that's what we are increasing. It's the same service they are offering. Nothing, there is no additional distance. So taking it from 50 to 100, that's 100%. Can everybody afford that?
But we're here, right? You need your international passport essentially as a means of identification, but not here, essentially. It's really that everybody can have it if they want to have it. But it is more important when you want to go do international commerce. It's even in the name, international passport. But nationally, you don't necessarily need it. We use it. But you don't necessarily need it. People will ask you for alternatives.
There are some places that.
That's what I'm saying. It is a need.
You need that.
If it is a need, you can go get it. If it's not a need, you don't put it ahead of your feeding.
Okay, so thank you. Now, can I say something?
Okay.
Now, I don't think it's proper for us to try to tell Nigerians you don't need an international passport or it should not be a priority. Okay, because it's not when you're working somewhere or you're just doing something, even as an athlete or a boxer or footballer, or you're just working an organization and your agent or your organization say, we're traveling for a training or for work and all of that.
Yeah.
That's not when you should be running around to get a passport.
But now it is saying you will get it in a week.
As long as you're a Nigerian.
It is in a week.
As long as you're a Nigerian.
Part of the new because they want to bring is for you to get it in a week.
Hello, please, let's be...
Can I speak?
How would they travel
Can I speak, please?
We are not getting a passport.
Can I speak, please? so now, but whilst we are beating the Ministry of Interior and Mr. Tunji Ojo that I just said that, look, the people have been singing in song that he's doing well. If he's not taking care of that corruption in the system, he has not taken care of a very critical problem, and he needs to look into that. But not, let's look at some of the complaints from these officials that, collect bribes and take extra money from people because they want to get their passport done. You go to these passport offices, there is no power.
Which passport office?
Chooks, just a moment. I need you to allow me to speak.
No, it's good. It's good. It's a valid question.
To speak. We can't get
No, I need to know which passport office.
Because if you don't call them out, they're going to fix the problem.
Our own investigation ended this Tuesday before this money came out.
Okay.
So I need to know which passport office.
I can't say which
I'll start
passport office. I
telling you
have
guys
been
now.
to the passport
Responsibility.
office. I'm not going to mention it.
Okay.
You get to this passport office. I have for once, second time, 3 times, 4 times, you be to this passport office. They don't have power. On this table, I have spoken about this issue too, that you go to this passport office, it is in the news that the Ministry of Interior is owing billions of naira. They are owing the discos, they are owing the power companies. And so they don't give them power. And in this specific passport office where they are located, they don't give them power.
Somewhere on the mainland, on the island,
It's on the mainland. They don't give them power. They don't give them power. In fact, they are not the only ones. They have some other ministries around them. Then there is a residential area around them. Now, because they are owing money.
Are you talking about
because they are owing money, Chooks, and they've not paid. Because they've not paid, they deny them power, and so all the residents, all the people living there who have prepaid meters, who are paying their NEPA bill or reloading their systems, do not have power.
Because of the
when they close around 5 or 6 or 4 p.m. in the evening, then about 6 p.m. they can bring power to that vicinity because they are trying to deny them power. And because they are trying to deny the passport offices power, the other people and other organizations, other companies living around that area suffer the lack of power to function and to prosecute their business activities. So there is no power.
Okay,
and we have been saying, sorry, just let me finish.
No, hold on.
I want to land on this. I want to land on this.
This is very serious.
Let me land on this first, please. Sorry. Now, because they don't give them this power, others suffer as well. Then we have seen in the news where this ministry are owing lots of money. This ministry, they are owing the power companies lots of money. And we spoke on this table that, look, in the annual budget, this is part of the money that is voted in these ministries for budget, for power rather. And if they voted it because they needed the ministry to operate with power and to pay this money, they don't pay this money. Okay. And so this money gets taken away from the system or mismanaged or siphoned out of the system. And some of the people, the minister of that ministry, the PAMSEC, or all the strongholds or the functionaries in that system, they're not being brought to book that, hey, year after year, why is it that your ministry is now owing hundreds or tens of billions of naira not paying power? The House of the National Assembly has a responsibility to play in that sense and to call them to order to make sure they pay. the federal government can be that, okay, if we are going to disburse the budget and give you your money, we are going to pay your power bills straight from the source of account, since we've been giving it to you and you've not been paying the power. So if they do not have power, what are they going to use to work? In that case, they're telling you that we need to fill our gen in the office for you to come and fix your passport. I'm telling you what I heard, that we need to fix
what you heard and what you saw.
I am telling you what, because you will engage now, Mr. Chooks. So they are telling you we need to fill our gen for us to work, to get our internet to work, to attend to our systems, for us to be able to print out your what's it called now, your international passport, to get you registered digitally and to fix every other problem. And we are not going to do that with our own money. We are going to do that with your own money. That is why we are collecting extra money from you. So if you pay outside 50,000 naira or so, or 100,000 naira as the case is now, from the portal, and you come here and say, get my job done, you will need to make sure our gen runs. That is why we collected, what did you say, 12,000 naira, 15,000 naira from you. That is the story I got from the field.
Okay.
Now, in this case...
Hold on, Priye. Our job here is not just to inform. Our job is also to touch light and shine some light so that people will make corrections and those responsible can hear us.
Yes.
Now, from what you just said, it will do us a better favor and a better standing to be specific. The investigation we carried out, sorry we can't show videos, was the passport office close to us here in Ikoyi.
Yeah.
The passport office I'm talking about is in Festa.
Good. So it's always nice. Let's be specific.
Yeah.
If the community around there are going through issues because of the passport office, we call them out.
Call them out. That's why I didn't have a problem with the amount of money to pay for a passport, because first off, I had to break it down. Okay, this is 20,000 naira per year, right? Don't look at the whole lump sum of 100K. 20,000 naira per year for this thing. Now, this is where I was coming from. Before this new increment, a lot of people, because I tend to always sit on social media, a lot of people have come out to say, oh, I apply for my passport, I get it almost as quickly as it would be before.
Yeah.
As against your driver's license. I'm doing two comparisons now. As against your driver's license, someone say, I've applied for my driver's license, they will tell me, they'll give me a notification when it is ready, or when to come for biometrics. Sometimes they wouldn't do that. I have to go. They will not tell me, okay, come and so day. So essentially, in that part of driver's license, they have not fixed the problem. But in immigration part, they have. But they're not saying, oh, to make this thing better, perhaps they had seen a couple of other lapses. You are applauding us, yes. But they had seen lapses again that they can fix, and it will cost them more to do that. Maybe to add one or two. Just like you said, okay, maybe because you had done the investigation, you don't think what they say would happen. We can always go back to check. Because we're only looking at international passport now. We're not talking about other things. A part of the news last week was they're looking for a way they can get the platform where we don't have to be doing biometrics for almost everything. NIN, BVN, they're all doing biometrics. You want to put it in one platform so that once you just apply, your biometric just automatically goes in there. It is part of the plan. Not in this immigration.
Which plan exactly?
It was in the news. Federal government said they're going to do that. It's collapsing it.
Okay.
Right. Why I brought that in is, if we see these innovations, right, and there are guarantees that it will make things easier and better, I don't think the cost should be what you should be facing.
Now,
target should be, you want to give me a service.
The cost needs to be also...
I understand, but I'm saying it is not a priority.
The number of people that are going to take that service.
What we should do.
The time frame at which that increment came is just between last year, just a year.
Yeah.
So why did we not have that stated? Okay, it's going to be 50,000 this year. By next year, it's going to increase by this. By next, it's going to increase by this, so that we can achieve this.
Yes. So in the logic of, oh, we've done this thing for about a year, right? It had looked like an improvement, but to get better, we need to do this. What we, in the first, because you mentioned it just a couple of minutes ago, that what we hear, especially as media people, right, as a fourth estate of the realm, is when we spotlight these things and put our eyes there and report these things, then the necessary people will take the action. It is not enough to say, oh, they don't have this, they don't do this, they don't... We went here, we did this investigation. For example, in Ikoyi, we got there. We had applied online, which you said we should do, and we are going to get it. XYZ amount I got here, and they said I should do this thing. When you call them out, they would respond. I know this is not, I remember, what's his name again? We used to call him Ezemo on social media. That's how he called out the one for the driver's license. And the Oga there had to respond. It was on Twitter. He said he went there and they told him, you are going to come XYZ. He didn't get it. He has to now go. He now told them and said, if what you people said you were going to do, you did not do it, now I have the right to call you out. People now went under his comment section and started giving that their own, I even applied 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Right? So if we come out and say, in Texas immigration office, I had applied 50,000 naira online or 100,000 naira, and you claimed that once I get here, I'm going to get these things done. I'm not seeing it. When I come, I'll give. I'm sorry. I wish that your video that you said you did, you made it public. Put it on social media there. Even if you don't put their faces out there, that is something that you can actually get some of those officers. Because, like you said, the monies that they paid after the 12,000 and the 50,000 naira, it's not going. It's not official rate. So it's not even going to the office, the corporation's account. It's going to personal account. So if you can see this problem, call it out. Because if we continue to do, okay, we pay 50,000 naira or we pay 100,000 naira and we get it, they're still going to collect it, I will all come and sing the praises. We are enabling it.
We are all involved in this. Now, for those that will be applying for their passport from next week, mind you, you are paying 100,000 naira for the 32-page and 200,000 naira for the 64-page. And you most likely will get it after 3 weeks because those...
It's 1 week, they said, though.
Well, what I
said 1 week now. It's not 1 week. They said now.
I think it's important we say this.
Yeah.
Okay. Whilst Mr. Tunji Ojo, the Honorable Minister for Ministry of Interior, is being applauded, he needs to look at this. The power issue, he needs to look at it. Because if he does not look at it,
it's specific to certain places.
No. When people go to these places now, when you go there and you see that it's not working,
the ministry is Nigeria. So if they are owing their annual electricity bills with the power holding with the power companies and it's running to tens of millions or billions, then it is not location specific. It is the entire ministry. And it needs to look at it. If they are giving you excuse that, look, you're not giving us power to work and you've given us a job to do. That is why you told people you digitize the system for people to pay directly. Yes, we do not have any influence on that. But see, when they come here, we are not going to use our own money from our pocket to fill the gen, to buy, to do the job. They need to pay for it. If they're giving you that argument and that they're telling you that's the reason why we are taking money from the people, are you going to say they are wrong? I'm not supporting it. So Mr. Tunji needs to look at it.
We as the civilians, we as people that this thing fall back on, also have a responsibility. When you go to these places and you see these flows, call it out. That Ibom Air lady that had to do that stunt, see how you go to a national conversation. Call these things out. You go there, they don't give you service. Okay, what is the problem? You say you don't have this, you don't have power, no problem. I went to the Ikoyi, for example. I put it on social media. Oh, I got here, this is the evidence. They say you don't have light, that's why I don't have my passport. By the time you tag the right people, at least one person will make it a national conversation. Okay. Before you read, everybody's already on it.
We are here now, and it is a national conversation.
Yes, it is.
For those that were there, for those that were at the Ikoyi office on Monday, Tuesday, they were told to come back after 3 weeks to pick up the passport.
So that started now. The new one has not started.
Can you hear?
It was not start on September 1st now. It has not started. So theirs can be 3 weeks. Okay, but those ones that will start applying after September 1st will have 1 week. So what will they told us now? So if it doesn't happen in 1 week, you can just come out and call them that you lied. That's how it does.
Okay. We'll go on a very short break, and when we return, we'll continue this conversation. Don't go anywhere.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
My name is Shino Ogbadegeshin. I'm the CEO of Gozi Micro Insurance. continue to watch Souk News.
Adenike Adeyemi, Executive Director of Faith Foundation. Keep watching Souk News.
My name is Shepherd Michael Adewale Onofuye. I enjoy you all to always watch Souk News TV.
Hey everyone, Majuli Obaje here representing Gigi. Keep watching Souk News, okay? Stay updated with Souk News.
My name is Aton Keme. I am the head of MSME Banking. Please keep watching Souk News and stay glued to Souk News.
I recommend that more and more people should watch Souk News because they deal with business news.
Hi, my name is Amaka Wokolo. I am the director of the Faith Institute at Faith Foundation. Keep watching Souk News.
Welcome to the Africa Development Studies Center, ADSC. ADSC is an organization focused on training and research to advance sustainable development and growth in Africa. We exist to facilitate customized training, research, and study exchanges worldwide on leadership, management, and critical development issues. The center offers a platform for the exchange of ideas and best practices. Our comprehensive services encompass research, consultancy, capacity building, training, and education programs, as well as publishing and disseminating development-related knowledge. Our faculty consists of experts and researchers with extensive experience in policy formulation, implementation techniques, and monitoring and evaluation. Our methodology involves talks, individual and group exercises, games, video screenings, and discussion seminar sessions in a cozy atmosphere, making learning enjoyable for our participants. For more information, email us at info@adstudiecenter.com or call +234 912 039 2362. Visit our website at www.adstudiecenter.com to learn more about our programs and upcoming events. Africa Development Studies Center, rethinking development for Africa. The National Theatre, Igomu, built during the military regime of Olusegun Obasanjo and finished in the time for the Second World Festival of Black Arts and Culture, FESTAC, in 1977. The theater holds amazing treasures and memories. The artworks fill everyone with pride. The National Arts Theatre is visible from the motorway which connects Lagos Island and the mainland. The National Theatre is packed with the artworks of a legendary contemporary Nigerian artist, stained glass walls by Yusuf Grillo, sculptures and murals by Lamidi Fakeye, Erabo Emopai, and many others. It was put to full use for a month as one of the 4 venues of the Second World Black and African Festival of Arts and Culture, tagged FESTAC 77. The complex hosted 16,000 participants from 56 African countries and the diaspora in an unprecedented showcase of African music, fine art, literature, drama, dance, and religion. The National Art Theatre was built and designed by Techno Expert Stroll, a Bulgarian company mirroring the Palace of Culture and Sports in Varna, Bulgaria. Completed in 1976, the building is one of the largest and most beautiful of its kind on the African continent. It consists of a central hall with 5,000 seats, a collapsible stage that can be quickly rebuilt, a conference hall with 1,600 seats, 2 large exhibition halls, and 2 cinemas with 800 seats each. The theater complex has a dressing room for artists, a garage, offices, coffee bars, and a buffet. It has indoor TV and radio systems, as well as booths with facilities for simultaneous translation of languages and hectares of lush green lawn around. The majestic structure sits in Igomu like a quiet mountain, mesmerizing visitors and passers-by. The National Theatre, Souk Enlightenment.
Take Nigeria because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business landscape.
Welcome back. It's still SBL Souk business landscape. We'll go to our next story of today. The federal government's flood relief effort received a boost on Wednesday as China donated $1 million to support victims in northern Nigeria. The grant signed in Abuja by Budget Economic Planning Minister Abubakar Bagudu and Chinese Ambassador Yu Donghai will provide relief materials and aid recovery in Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, Sokoto, Borno, Taraba, and Adamawa states. Bagudu assured that the funds would be managed transparently with a joint monitoring framework agreed upon with the Chinese embassy. Okay. Yeah. Gentlemen, this is where we are right now. We are getting help, aids, and charity from China to help the flood victims and flood places. $1 million, okay. China will say thank you very much. We can do better. Yes, so
I'm not impressed. I cannot stand as I'm not even impressed.
Why? Because
it's charity. Well, I mean, you don't. I hope don't say you reject gifts. Yeah, collect it. Even if you don't need it, just collect it. My own is it is meant for just flood relief. It's for relief materials, so it will help. Many people are already ravaged by these things, but with planning, right? I'm not saying no. The problem is fantastic, good news and everything, but we don't have to dwell so much on it. It's just somebody just gifting you something, right? But coming down home, I think we can do better with our own flood management or flood crisis, right? Like I was saying before we came back on air, you know areas that are flood prone. You know. Like you see it every time. When a flood happens, it takes a couple of places. Now, what do you do to mitigate it? If people must live there with their lives and properties intact, they must, in capital letter, must live in this place that are flood prone. Can you just find a way to manage, maybe create a dam, create more path for the water to go? Because essentially, the way Nigeria is designed, almost everything links to either River Niger or River Benue. There's a reason why our map is like that. Our coat of arms, rather. Every water or river or lake, whatever, links to River Niger and Benue, and it takes you down straight away to the country into the Atlantic. So it's that simple. You know this place is flood prone. If you must be there, can you just find a way? Because look, every year you come and you donate relief materials. People are just using it. I like how people collect trade. We say trade, don't do aid. At the end of the day, when you trade, you can okay, fine. Let's create maybe like a river channel or something, so that people, even if the flood comes, you can use that to make money.
Okay. Why we are using that to make money? Let's look at the other side of it. China, good trade partners, good international diplomacy. Are they securing the mining licenses by going to these beautiful states of ours and say, hey, don't worry, we are here, just hold this?
I think the Chinese, I don't think they did well, because I feel rather that $1 million is
it's for relief materials.
It's just too small.
Eh?
What are you?
It's for relief materials.
No, because if you look at it very well, except maybe it is specifically said that it's for, of course, 6 northern states, and it's supposed to serve as maybe relief materials, to provide relief materials for the victims of those flooding incidents.
Food, shelter.
Yes. Yeah. But the thing is, relief materials, like you rightly said, when the floods come again next year.
You prove another one. You repeat again. You relive again.
Okay, so we've been preaching this thing about flooding, and we've said that, look, what the rainy season does to Lagos and every other state in Nigeria is to reveal how deteriorated the roads are, how deplorable public infrastructure is, most especially with roads. And so it should be a priority to be fixed. Now, the other part, which Chooks has alluded to, is the recent removal of trade tariffs between Nigeria and China. For not only Nigeria and China, but the 54 African countries
by
and
China.
By China. China knows what they are doing. What are you producing in Africa or in Nigeria that is needed in China? Like manufactured goods and products.
People that are looking for markets.
That is needed. That is needed like a market, because China itself is a market. Because if you have 1 billion people in China, it's a market. So what are we manufacturing for them?
Trade, not aid. Can we emphasize that?
Okay, so the things that we have that is even very much required there, which is the resources, the human, no, not the human, the materials, those natural resources that we have that they need over there, including the agricultural produce that we know they need over there. We didn't do it. We allowed Chinese companies to come here, buy acres of land and start doing agriculture. And in the time of harvest, they harvest these goods and they ship it back to China. So the money is not going to remain here. They take it over there, manufacture the goods, and they bring it back here. I think the government can do better.
Okay. While we look at government doing better, let's go to our next story. We are running short of time. Nigeria SS crude account stood at 535,800. That should be 535,823 dollars.
It's not million, no. That's
535,823. Wow,
$1,000
as at August 2022. But the last time I remember, like some years back, that account stood at over 20 billion.
That was like almost two decades ago.
As at August 2025, up slightly from $473,754.57 in April. The update was given by Accountant General of the Federation, Shamsuddin Ogunjimi, represented by Finance Minister Wale Edu during the National Economic Council meeting chaired by the Vice President Kashim Shettima. Once a savings buffer that held over $20 billion in 2008. This is where I'm going to stop.
Why?
This is where I'm going to stop.
Oh,
now, if we remember 2008, we had this savings that really acted as a good buffer for us. That was not our reserve, but it was a saving that acted as a buffer, and we went there when we had issues.
Yes.
From 20 billion now it's less than $1 million.
The excess crude account.
Yes, that excess crude account. I remember at a particular point in time, some states said, "Shit, give us our share."
Yeah.
And as we speak right now, we are borrowing to fund the budget. Ladies, no lady here. Dear gentlemen.
Because I make my head, don't make me one.
Dear gentlemen, where did we get this wrong?
See, I don't know. I don't want to come like a normal layman. Our problem with crude didn't start today. Sometimes I feel like discovery of crude here in Nigeria is not a blessing but a curse. See, because since its discovery, it will get to a point where it look like, oh, we are making so much money. Then we cannot relax and not do anything, and we all become lazy. At some point, Gowon was like, we had so much money. Gowon, military government. We had so much money, they didn't know what to do with it. This is the same country that now entered civilian administration. At some point, it had 20 billion. 2008 was just like 7 years after we became a democratic state. You had 20 billion. Then administrations that came after started depleting it. People became lazy. Because that money is supposed to be, is even in the name, it is excess money that you make in your trade for crude. Excess money. Save it for rainy day. People now said, oh, let's go and be sharing the thing. Because at that point, for them to have agreed that, yes, it is money for the entire nation. But the first was easy money. They were not now thinking of how to increase that amount of money. The truth is, the current amount is to tell you, oh, it has increased from what it was in April. But when you see the amount, even with when I shot the number, I was like, we didn't get $1 million. So wait, that means essentially all our trade that we do with crude have not even been giving us so much money. How can you jump from 20 billion to hundreds of thousands?
We'll be servicing debt with it.
Yeah, right.
When I was reading those numbers, my mind was telling me billions, but it didn't even see millions. It was thousands. I said, no, that's a mistake.
I thought it was a mistake too.
And I had to call myself, oh, no, sorry, that's the correct thing. Are we really making a mistake with the people we are living to manage?
But what have we resorted to before? Earlier before a few years ago, that money was with the federal government. And the state's government accused the federal government of dipping its hand into the money to spend for federal projects, or that the federal government had too much power to just keep the money, and when there's need somewhere the federal government needs to take care of, it gets in there. And so there was agitation from the subnationals that, hey, like you said, share the money. And maybe that's the norm now. If that's the norm now, we are not going to be surprised why it is that low. So the excess crude was created when 2004? Obasanjo's administration. And what was the purpose for that? For that not only for savings, not only for savings, but to also serve as a buffer for the price volatility of the oil and gas sector.
You save, so what you save cannot act as the buffer.
Is it solving the problem now?
Do we even have it in the first place?
Great.
We go to our next.
So it's.
But the positive out of it is it's increasing from what it used to be. So they are growing it back again.
Less than $600,000.
So let's hope. No, we are hoping. No, but how
much did China give to the 6 northern states? $1 million.
More than what we have now.
I'm very suspicious about the figure.
I think at this point in time, we need to apologize to China. We are very sorry.
Just take that money and go put it in excess crude.
Because
from there, you cannot give the.
I'm suspicious about the figure.
You are
very suspicious about the
figure. Okay, while you're being suspicious about the figure, let's tell you what's happening elsewhere. Tesla, that's European sales. Tesla, you know them. The American big company. Their European sales are slumped for the 7th straight month in July, with new registrations falling and fading 40% year on year to 8,837 units, according to the European Automobile Manufacturers Association. In contrast, on the flip side, Chinese driver BYD surged 225%, recording 13,503 new registrations in the same period. Tesla's decline comes despite overall growth in battery electric car sales across Europe. Analysts say the automaker is battling aging models, lack of major refreshes, and reputational challenges linked to Elon Musk's public image and the U.S. political ties. Meanwhile, Chinese car maker BYD are aggressively expanding in Europe with competitive pricing and new showrooms, helping Chinese brands capture a record 5% market share in the first half of 2025. While Volkswagen, BMW, and Renault posted sales increase, Tesla joined Stellantis and Hyundai, Toyota, and Suzuki in recording declines, underscoring intensifying competition in Europe's EV market. Okay, now this is where we are right now. The stocks of BYD decided to just go up. Tesla just stays there, it bounces up, negative, red, green, red, negative. What exactly are we going to say? For we here, we are not making any EVs in Nigeria.
we have a plant that is being built in the Federal Capital Territory, even though it shouldn't be a priority.
You want to make EVs? Then when you're done making the EVs,
we have lithium, and it's a very, very critical component in making the electric vehicle and making the battery and making the batteries. So if we have, actually China was the one that promised to build an EV plant for us in Abuja.
To be specific, Priye, I think we should focus on making batteries, not car batteries, but energy sustaining batteries for solar panels.
Oh,
that is what, because that will be a better competitive advantage to us than making car batteries. If we end up making the car batteries everywhere, who are we going to sell the fuel to?
Oh, if we make the car batteries, we export them to those who do not have lithium, who are insufficient of lithium.
Okay.
And lithium is not only being used.
Don't buy the fuel that you're refining here.
Oh, we are using, there are 54 countries in Africa are still going to be dwelling in fear for a while. India's demand or India's appetite for consumption of crude or of petrol at the moment is 5 million barrels per day. And now that the United States president is busy whipping Mr. Narendra Modi here and there, trying to teach him a lesson, I know they've chosen to up the ante in buying more from Nigeria. They've turned to Nigeria to get some, but they are still buying from Russia in spite of because Russia is giving them quite good discounts and again from Russia. But you see, the market is open for Nigeria at the moment. So we are going to continue doing that. And if we build the EV plant, or we start using we have factories here that can maximize our lithium reserves and our lithium resources here, it doesn't mean we are going to fall short of who we are going to sell. Even the UK, they've not completely left crude and the use of it. So it's going to take a real long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me stay with the Tesla. BYD.
Tesla BYD.
So the question becomes, because this is month on month that their sales have dropped. So essentially, you would think it's demand and supply, basic economics. Maybe the taste for Tesla is dropping amongst buyers, right? So BYD, on the other hand, is increasing sales. And people doing electric vehicles. If it is essentially the same service, maybe different designs, and you can think maybe the taste of people have changed, they're moving this way instead of this way, there's a factor which I want to lean towards, which is the Elon Musk factor.
Okay, go ahead. Of course, the Elon Musk factor has always been
that is the Elon Musk factor that is making the taste for Tesla drop.
Okay, first we had this, if you remember, there was this particular campaign that came from Democrats.
Yes.
And they were going about setting the Cybertruck on fire. And those that had it were just packing it and returning it. All because of politics. His friendship to Trump. Then all of a sudden, they now split that friendship. They didn't friendship anymore.
But the reputation is not
so aside that, we also look at the models.
Yeah.
BYD is coming up with models that are
Tesla does not change.
Fascinating.
Tesla is just Tesla.
Tesla have some other models, but they are not.
It's not. They're not bringing new design. It's not the same
recent models, and China has a knack of being able to crash prices.
Oh yeah.
Because of government intervention to their industry.
Yeah. So
shipping it to.
They are shipping to Europe.
Is it getting into American market?
Definitely yes. They don't
how much is the tariff? But at the moment, it could be that the tariff is on suspension because of the recent conversation between Trump and Xi Jinping. The peace deal, I call it the peace trade deal that both the United States and China have been having on 2 times now in London, but it doesn't seem to be going the right way.
Well, these are two major superpowers.
So I think suspense. Okay.
I have what you need. You have what I need. They will agree somehow.
Oh God, but you can see that the United States is busy looking for alternative exactly where they need China, and that has turned their attention down to Africa, where you have the 5 presidents of 5 countries went to have dinner or lunch with Mr. Trump. And
we don't produce semiconductors.
You can also see
we don't
some
have
administration leaning towards South Korea recently.
Yes.
And you can see that he is busy looking for other places where he can get an alternative. Now, that suspension for the trade battle between US and it's giving both parties, both leaders, looking at where they can get alternatives from what they need from the US and what they need from China, they can get it elsewhere. When they get it elsewhere and they are certain they've gotten it elsewhere, the battle is going to take a different dimension. But if they're unable to get sufficient of it elsewhere, there's going to be a compromise.
Definitely.
If we're to do a prediction, right?
Okay.
And we already see the pattern, can we see, because sometimes when investors or people want to, customers listen, they want to see where it is going to. Now, do you see a Tesla coming back up? This is already a down, month on month. Do you, because I mean, we'll be following Tesla's news and all that. Part of what was highlighted was there is no innovation. Now, this is a new month coming in. What are we going to predict? Is Tesla going to come back up? Are we not going to be hungrier for Tesla? Because if there is no innovation looking in the horizon, by September, it's still going to drop.
But Emmanuel, Tesla most likely is going to come back up, but it might not be as quick.
Let's even see what is going on now. Because remember that gap for the tariff thing is still there.
Yes.
They have not told us, oh, maybe they are going to be doing more EVs, or maybe they are going to be using more alternatives from the chips and all that. It's still an electric vehicle. Whereas these other guys, the BYD, for example, are innovating. Then I'm saying, if we were to predict, they already did for August, it's dropping. For July, it is dropping. September, predict.
Okay.
Because I see the pattern.
Okay, Chooks, it was quite really damaging for Tesla on what ensued politically. And that is why it's going to take him some time. Because
so essentially for September, we should not be looking at it.
Because even if he mend walls with his rival at the moment, it's still going to take a little bit time for it to pick up, because there's going to be a very, very strong advert or promos to pick it back up. So now, because Democrats want to carry out, did what they did, and how Doge, how he left Doge, and the verbal exchange of words with the current president of the United States, it's going to take him a while. But I want to see because it's not going to take only innovation to bring him back. He is in that political realm, and it's going to take both political innovation and technological innovation for him to get back on his feet.
And political.
Let me add a tip. Because why I asked that question about predicts, yeah? Okay. Let me add a tip. If you're an investor and you trade in stocks or shares, now be a good time to buy shares for Tesla.
No, now is a good time to trade against Tesla. I'll be shorting Tesla now.
Now that it's dipping?
Of course, I'll short.
Because
I'm not logging, I'll short.
It's competitors will want
if you are a new entry into the market,
and you want to buy to keep?
And you want to buy, you can buy to keep. Because it will go up again, but not now. But if you see that it is still dropping, that's why I asked September. It is still dropping.
Buy.
You can still wait before you buy, but it will go up again.
Yeah, but while it's dropping, now, I will be shorting.
But if you're already there,
count your loss.
Let's look at
September is not looking good.
Let's look at Trump is one that has come. It doesn't matter how his disposition to you personally, but when it comes to your business, he doesn't go out to kill your business. He has shown he's that kind of person. He's pro-business.
He's pro-business, yes.
So do you see the United States coming to the aid of Tesla if things go bad? We've seen them they are doing that with Intel right now as we speak.
You know now they are checking our social media before you
hold on. No.
I'm just saying, because if they go tracing and here, I'd rather just leave
Hold on. Tesla, as we speak, is a multi-billion-dollar quoted company.
Oh, yes.
Good. And if anything that affects them seriously will also affect the U.S. economy. So if you have to beat Donald Trump and things are going that bad, if the states can't come into the Intel case, why can't they come into Tesla's case?
I'm not saying they should not come in.
I'm just asking you, do you see that happening if things go bad?
It's with the kind of relationship that they now have. Because the fact that they looked at the main fences, when I mean Musk and Trump, right? I don't know that, because Trump is a friend to everybody. In quotes, he's a friend to everybody. Even the people that the whole world feel like they don't want to talk to. He wants to talk to Kim Jong-un, the North Korean leader. He wants to just set up a meeting. So he's buying all everybody's favors and all that because he knows the market is there. But you see, because of that thing that happened between him and Musk, I doubt if the U.S. economy will want to do, because if he doesn't want to do an executive order to say,
can't do that.
Let's help. He won't. So unless he's using maybe his company, but he can't even still do that as a sitting president.
He can.
Yeah, no, he can. Now, see, he can.
So just to push one company.
Yes, he
did
can.
it before.
The US is doing it right now.
No, I'm not saying.
The US
I'm saying because of the relationship with Musk.
He did it with Tesla
before. Yes.
I'm saying because of the relationship with Musk.
Yes.
Even if it's looking like it is back, okay, they're not friends. They're not friends like they used to be.
It's presidency just for how many years?
Business-wise, business-wise, if Intel has been struggling and now the state is trying to say, okay, what can we do to get Intel back on its feet? And they are doing something. So it's the same thing. It's a business.
It's not the parent company of Tesla. It is Tesla as one.
Hold on. Remember during COVID, the United States built out businesses, even big and small businesses.
Yes.
So why if Tesla goes bad beyond now, which they are not, though, don't think they are, but if they go bad beyond now, I think the US can build them out.
But will Trump want to do that?
I'm sure he will.
But is still fighting with the Fed chair. Anyway, like I said, I'll try not to say so much because I still want to Trump. If I can't get my 100,000 international passport, then I say, oh, because of your social media,
Ojo, Marcus. When he gets for his passport, make sure he pays 500,000. He will get it in 2 days. Now, let's look at it from our own side of it. How can we benefit from what's happening between Tesla, Trump, BYD, and all that? We have just like you said, we have the lithium here, and all what we've been seeing is mining and taking away. Where should we start playing as a nation, as business people here too, not waiting for somebody to bring money from there?
Recently, Japan saying they want to come out from their hiding, and they've been saying that, oh, we need to really expand the way we do business in Africa and with African countries. And if you are looking at Africa and establishing business connect and trying to expand your business engagements in the continent of Africa, your priority should be in Nigeria. And if priority is in Nigeria, we already have lots of Japanese cars running on the roads of Nigeria. So what are we going to do? Mr. President, could you please, by way of your business engagement and trying to make some of these foreign companies or some of these countries to make some business commitments to Nigeria, come build or look at the car industry, the auto industry, come and build your plant here. What do you need? Now,
I believe it was in the conversation.
Mr. President would not be looking at, okay, the fact that we are going to give waivers or we are going to give them so many benefits because it will be coming through the vehicle of FDIs, but that build your plant here. Mr. President should prioritize the exchange of technology that will be coming from Japan and countries like others that want to come and build here. India is having a very hard time with the United States because I think it's not only the Chinese cars that goes to the United States. Some of the Indian cars also go, and they are cheap to come and set up a plant here in Nigeria. If you turn your attention, recently the president also went to Brazil, and the most part of the conversation will be channeled through establishing farms and produce here. Yes, come here, but you know what? Brazil also manufacture cars. Come and build your plant here. If some of these countries that Mr. President is interacting with, 2 of them can come here and build, even if it is the assembling plant for a moment, or to build a factory here, auto factory, Mr. President would have done, in fact, a lot for Nigeria, because we know that at the long run, we will gain.
Okay. 2 more sentences because we are living here now.
Yes.
Anyway, I kind of aligned with it, and I want to assume that it is also part of the conversation, because one of the news that also came out today was the president justifying his many trips outside the country.
His many handshakes.
Yeah. So he did say that he was going to be creating more jobs and giving us more businesses, open up businesses for them to come in and all that. So I'm assuming, I wasn't part of the entourage, but I'm assuming this is part of the conversation that they do have. So just like you said, so how can we key into this? Just like we said, this is an opportunity. The market is there. The resources is there. It's just to have that sense of, oh, can we now do more national things, right? But with private partnership. Countries can come, set up businesses here, set up companies here, manufacturing plants here. They want to even do another one in the Lekki free trade zone. That was going to be for housing. They're going to do the materials for housing and all that. If you see any country that is rich in something like this, you can let them come in. Look, investments that we're always looking out for doesn't necessarily have to always be to come and revamp anything like a refinery. You can come set up here, start from the ground up. That way we all make more money. It's a win-win for both sides of the country. I think we can do it.
Raw materials that we have, please don't import the raw materials that we have.
No.
You can source the raw materials here, but you know what? You might not get that for free. I don't think you're going to get that for free. You have to buy it
from
us here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And in the long run, then we can now start looking at. But whilst we're doing that, we must make sure that our local auto companies too do not die. We must not give too power to foreigners that are coming to invest and let our.
But we only have our own EVs
die.
now.
Okay. Like so while these handsome gentlemen are at it, remember what they said. We must also grow the local economy while also giving space for investment to come from outside and keep the handshaking going on and account to us after each handshake, because you are spending our money. So let's get to know. Thank you very much for everyone that has been part of this particular production. This side we did also get to mention, when you are building airports, please let priorities be put in place, not just Zamfara Airport. Once again, thank you very much for being part of SBL today. Remember, have yourself a very beautiful weekend. Check up on a friend, check up on family. You never know what they are going through, and be nice. My name is Chooks, John Rogers Chooks. We'll do this again on Monday. But before we go, pray.
Yes, I'm glad it's Friday. My name is Oyin Priye Krumale. Do have yourself a splendid weekend ahead.
Kimo?
And of course, from me as well. It's been a very interesting week. So many stories had, livened our spirit as an optimistic person, and which I also hope that you should do. We're hoping that Nigeria is going to be a better place, and investors, please come in, because we've got so many opportunities for you to tap in.
Take Nigeria, because it's the mind that needs to first of all be rebranded.
Idris said he's going to be putting Nigerian labor, Nigeria content and materials first.
If you say Nigeria first and it is just us down here that, are pushing that agenda, it's going to be a big struggle.
Do you think Nigerian firms, Nigerian organizations should start looking at getting their staff involved in this market, or buying to keep for their staff? Within this side, let's also learn citizen diplomacy. See something. This is Souk business.